Whoa.
An alternate London where mythical creatures coexist with humans. Explore the city's East End and get to know its inhabitants.
Maybe I don't want to.
There are powerful figures here with enough wealth and station to bend the city to their will. But be careful. The Docklands aren't for the faint of heart.
Is that a fucking blimp? YouTube! Hey, welcome back. We're playing Sovereign Syndicate. It was a demo for a game I thought was kind of interesting. Looked to be like a roleplay game, like kind of like a not Baldur's Gate, but like, you know, I guess just like high fantasy. But I want to try it out. So we're gonna follow Atticus daily as he explores the seedy underbelly of London's East Docklands in search of his mother, a reason for living, and his next fix. We can select an archetype. Animal instinct, spryness, wit, and self-discipline. Let's do wit. Rationally suits him in a world that is unforgiving. He meets challenges with a silver tongue and understands basic machinery. Let's do some wit. Let's be a little cheeky. Man is at least himself when he talks in his own. Okay. The dark shape looms over you. Against the guttering lamplight, the black shadowed form hovers unsteadily like a cutout in a magic lantern. You can't be sure whether it's a real, living thing or another grim manifestation from your week-long bender, which at first blush you appear to have survived. Or is it the face of death come to claim you? In any case, the specter seems to be in no hurry to move along. Painful memories prick your gin-addled brain. Now you recall why you're here. You chose this alleyway in London's East End to drown the last of your days in drink. Well, if this apparition isn't the angel of death, then even at suicide you have failed. Damn, so we're not doing well. So it's a text-based game, by the way. Atticus, he's coming. Wake up. Get out of my head, you old crone. Atticus Daly. Nothing but a dark silhouette for a face. No, it's a mask. His voice is cold and mechanical, like the hinge of a heavy iron door, concealing his identity, no doubt. Very easy skill check. So it's an 88% chance I will be able to do this. I need 2 self-discipline to be able to succeed in this. You have unlocked the Major Arcana card. There are 20 cards from the Major Arcana to unlock. Each Major Arcana card is unlockable by only a specific player character. Cards in the Major Arena unlock specific personality traits. Once unlocked, you'll be able to select the dialogue options that require that trait. Okay, cool. So I have the Hermit. Sure, so how do I look at my... Okay, so this is my character sheet. Humors. As you play, you'll accumulate humors. When a humor bar is filled, the associated attribute will increase by 1. Each humor is related to an aspect of your being and will increase the more you indulge or exercise that part of you. Phlegm, yellow bile, black bile, and blood. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. Well, I'm strongest in wit, and I have a good amount of self-discipline. I just need to see the numbers. I'll try to speak. Succeeded. Who are you? Instead of a response, he proffers me a thin, stifled flask. Also, nice touch. When was the last time you saw a high fantasy game that had ye old language where they actually fucking put highlights of certain words and tells you the definition? Because I don't remember the last time I've ever seen that in the game. That's actually pretty fucking nice. A small kindness. Take it eagerly, wave it off. I don't want to take it eagerly, but I don't want to wave it off. I'll take it though, just in case. I'd been hoping for the hair of the dog. Meant to cure a hangover. Okay. But alas, it's only the caloric bite of London tap water. Plus 10 hope. I mean, tap water is good. I don't know if London tap water is good, but water is good. Better than a parched mouth and at least a bit restorative. Stowing the flask, the stranger leans back into the dim light of the gas lamps. I can finally see his features in full. He wears a brass-buttoned traveling waistcoat, complete with a scarlet hood and a mask of ornate gold panels. It glitters in the gaslight, delicately crafted. Finery, like I've never seen. On your feet, now, you sorry sight. Dizzy from the head rush, it's hard to keep my balance. Who are you? What do you want with me? I need a moment to get my bearings. He called me a sorry sight, so let's get a little standoffish. A friend in need of your services. A friend, but a man of his station, so deep in the dockland spells trouble. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I need a moment to keep my bearings. Fair enough, but I'll be watching. Stranger pulls back his waistcoat, showing off a gilded flintlock pistol. Fuck off. Over the years, many a minge bag, despicable person, have come to collect. This barmy naff is no different. Unstable, mentally unwell, a contemptible person, or anyone lacking in taste or style. Okay, gotcha. So many outstanding depths and foregone second choices. Is it all catching up to me? No matter, let it be tonight then. He can try it all. He can try like all the others, but none have yet succeeded. Yeah, fuck that guy. That's as may be, but if you keep going on this way, it's only a matter of time. Try looking for a way out. Perhaps that old padlocked door over there? Alright, let's check the door. What's going on with the door? Explore the map around you to discover how far. Yep. There's many secrets. Heavy door that's blocking my escape from the stranger. There's an oxidized chain and a padlock over the hasp. Should be a soft job, so as long as this lock isn't rusted through. So we can do an animal instinct, which is 69% likely, or spryness check, which we cannot do. Let's try animal instinct. To make a skill check, you will draw a card from one of the 4 minor arcana decks. Each deck contains cards numbered from 1 to 14. They also contain the world, which will always succeed a skill check. The Fool, which will always fail and then reshuffle the deck. Okay, so it's basically like rolling in D&D, but just with cards instead. Alright. Well, I succeeded. No, dude, don't imagine that lock can be used again either. Wonder where this passage goes. Away from the stranger is enough for me. Yeah, fuck that guy. Well, with all the commotion, it's possible I left something behind. But of course, the cane sword. It's around here somewhere, better take it with me. God. Is this it? Yes, it is. Be quick about it, because I don't want this man shooting at me now. An evening cane concealing a steel blade and a cherrywood sheath. Below the brass figurehead is a band of crushed velvet. Battle-scarred with a well-worn handle. And suitable in aristocratic circles. Take the cane with you. I should keep better track of my belongings, even in a gin bender. Alright, let's go in. The passage is lined with stone walls, damp from the evening fog, and the underground steam boiler used to heat the tenants above. Barrels line the walls and seem to occupy every available space in this underground storeroom. Keen rats scurry and squeak in the corners, kneading at their nests. The air is stagnant, full of dust and mold. A ways off, there's the sound of a pump house at work, no doubt channeling sewage into the Thames. There's a dim light ahead. Perhaps you can find help, or at least a way out of the stranger's grasp. On your guard now. There's no telling what's down here. I've seen worse of the underground in my days. If trouble comes, I've got my blade and a silver tongue. Alright. Let's, so, let's just waltz on. Gears and cogs? Spare bits and bobs from the clockwork engine. I could hawk these to an engineer. Alright, then let's do that. Watch it, there's somebody on the stairs. With that head torch, it could be on. He could be on patrol. I don't suppose he takes kindly to trespassers. Let's do a animal instinct. Because I think my animal instinct is higher than my spryness. Your inner voices are at odds. When you choose one voice over another, this changes the balance of your humors. Over time, these voices become stronger. Alright. His face is filthy, mud-streaked, and unshaven, and his head torch is near as bright as daylight down here. He smells worse than the sewer walls. Must be a bilgeman. Okay, so a sewer worker. Oi! What's a bovine doing this way? You better scram before I call the hounds. You're trespassing. Better lie, it's safer. Yeah, use my wit. I'm looking for the exit. Through this way, yeah? His disbelief echoes through the tunnel. How insulting. You must think sewer workers are dull, as a great pile of overhanded coins. We might spend half our life underground, but we haven't gone to Earth. He doesn't seem upset about being lied to. In fact, there's a twinkle in his eye. Now then, since you brightened my evening with your buffoonery, how about telling me why you're really down here? Not only did he laugh, he's wasted a load of time. I'm running from a headhunter lurking upstairs. He's far more dangerous than you could ever be. It's the gravel in my voice, his fear thick in my nostrils. Pull me out of this cesspool, just a finger in the right direction. His breathing tube is quiet from the greater hiss of fear growing inside of him. Alright, if you follow this passage, there's a grate that needs refastening. Been meaning to fix it, but aside from that, aside from the way you came, I swear it's the only exit. At last, a damn answer from a less than decent man. Don't insult a dude. What the fuck? Sure as sight. Sorry I stopped you. I'll just have a squeeze by, I suppose. Be seeing you. You don't gotta insult the dude. That's uncalled for. Is this the... Speak up. Who disrupts the air? Oh, it's a furnace automaton. I'm a famous magician, but in the underground, you mustn't have heard of me. I love magic. Whenever I bend the heat to a proper boil, sometimes I fancy myself a firemancer. My name's Hera. The letters Hera are blazoned on the chest plate. Ask about fire. You keeping the fire stoked, I see. Do you enjoy it? Drop my phone. I delight in my work. I was made for it. And this boiler provides heat for the Sherlock tenants upstairs. This sweated laborers resting toasty from my efforts. It's a fuzzy, warm, static feeling. Let's go with your acronym. Oh, ask for the way out, actually. How do I get out of here, aside from turning back? Over there is a grate that leads to the sewers. Barring that, nowhere else to go but the way you came. Alright, so let's go to the sewers. Edging through the gate, you're greeted by the droning sound of rushing water and a smell that's near unbearable, hanging in the air so thick you can almost taste it. Hooves are clumsy in the dark as you stumble along the passageway. The sound of water flow and machinery echoing off the bricks from all directions. a meshing of gears that's familiar but unsettling. Following the light, you come into a torch-lit chamber, but it seems you're not alone. Notes of troubled voices peek over the noise, an air of indignance and irritation, but also of fear and desperation. Something's not right here. You've stumbled on an argument, no doubt, but worse than that is a deep foreboding. Something else shares these sewers, a deeper evil crawling through the bowels of London. Hey man, I'm just trying to mind my business. So as long as I can vibe around, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. There's a room in here. Can we get to it? Doesn't look like it. It's a dude patrolling. Kind of just walk behind him a little bit. How's it going, man? Hey, patrolman up ahead. Don't flex a muscle. Who's that creeping in the shadow light? State your business. A cyclops with a pike spade, standard issue for sewer work. This area is off limits, layman. Besides, you're not dressed for it. He's full of piss and vinegar, but also full of poppycock, which means rubbish, okay? I'll wager his authority is a claim and nothing more. Already have the stranger to worry about. Am I up challenging this lanky bloke as well? I can't do that option, so I have to apologize and ask for a way out. Pardon me, I'm just looking for the way out, sir. Captain of the pump house, that is. Pardon me, Captain, but as I said, I'm just looking for the way out. Don't mean to trespass. Sorry, mate. Nowhere to go but the way you came. Dash it all. But if he does know the lay of the land, then it might be worth asking a few questions. Ask about the argument. Understood, Captain. How about the scuffle down below? Well, the tall fellow holds weight with the hounds. I shouldn't like to interfere. Surely there's another way out, perhaps towards the pump house? Off limits. Besides, she's locked down for maintenance. If I were you, I'd head up street side before the morning doves. Alright then, Captain, I'll just be on my way. Pump house captain breathes a sigh of relief, eager to get back to his patrol. Alright, and then I'll just keep going this way, because fuck him. Who the fuck is him? They're still arguing, but move any further and they'll notice me. There's a door beyond where they're standing. That'd be one way to escape this ruddy mess. If I turn back, I might find a place to eavesdrop. I could check the ledge that's cropping about out above them. I guess we can eavesdrop their conversation. Is this guy gonna give me shit for still being here? Nope. No. Right here. So, the wooden barrel. Let's eavesdrop. You'll pad me pockets until I say die. He's hounding this poor girl for capital. Only a ladsman would stoop so low. And if so, then she must be a cut purse. I'm sick of stealing, and I'm sore of begging all the more. It's shameless. Ooh, doesn't seem like a fair fight. She might come to harm if I don't step in. Let's do some self-discipline. I'm too far away to be of service from up here. Better head downstairs. Alright. Let's go see if we can back up the cut purse girl. Now then, shall we straighten this fellow out? Yeah. I should draw my blade. I'll wait for the right moment. No need to flash the steel if I don't have to. Yeah, let's be a little self-disciplined about it. How about an inside tip? You know I'm well in with the oddsman. Keep your crooked tips. You were supposed to shelter us, pay us, and protect us, but I wager there's a future for me beyond London. The only way you'll leave London is in bits floating down the Thames. She flashes her eyes at me. Some kind of signal? Let's do Animal Instinct. I failed. Alright, channeling the agile Stirk of old, I leap to my full length. This might be the killing blow. No, but I failed. Bugger all, he spins and dodges me like a mongoose. Atticus Daly. What in blazes are you doing here? The bloody biter knows my face. Have we met? Can't be sure. What? This character gained the retrospective trait and will now be able to select dialogue options that require this trait. Cool. He's a bloody crook Watt that used to give out tips on the pit fights. He's crossed me in the past and deserves to meet his end. How do you know my name? Wit and self-reliance. Wait a minute, aren't we being a bit rash? Lay off the girl, otherwise I'll shatter your kneecaps and fix you a bath chair. Fix you for a bath chair. This is a 57%. Let's do it. And we succeeded. Well, as it happens, I have business to attend to. I'll scuttle off before we take turns breaking one rib at a time. You haven't seen the last of me, Gamine. And as for you, Dally, I won't be forgetting this. You have no idea what a burden he was. I know his type, stirring up trouble with nothing but a head full of steam to back it. Thanks for the assistance. My name's Annika Johansson. Pleased to be acquainted. I'm Atticus Daly. That lout did show us how to make a living, but there was never any future for us, so I'm thinking of joining a circus and traveling around Europe. God, I don't know why I'm so yawny right now. What's your talent then? Throwing knives. Where the wheel is spun and a living target is skillfully avoided. I practiced with Bertram till he disappeared. Now I don't know whether to look for him or leave the city. What is it you still need my help with? It's about Bertram. If he's alive, I'd like to say goodbye before I leave at the circus. Bertram a close friend? My best in the city. If he's alive, I'd like to say goodbye before I leave with the circus. Okay. If you don't get to the bottom of it, you might regret it forever. Advice I should have taken myself. That's right, there was a woman once. What? Ah. I refuse to dwell on the past. Does nothing but dredge up heartbreak. Nah. Let's do the we can be open. When I was living in Galloway, no, it's too painful. Besides, the girl's starting to stare. Temperament is a representation of your character's mental state, progressing from desperate, weary, content, optimistic, and hopeful. Your choices can change your character's temperament. Certain dialogue choices are only available based on your temperament score. Okay, so I lost 5 hope. I did gain 10, I think, hope earlier. So it's not bad. Or at least not terrible. No, it's too painful. Besides, you're starting to stare. Sir, you were drifting off there. Only a momentary lapse, I assure you. Is there any chance you'll help me find Birdie? He went missing along with his sister Julie. Bloody hell, why not? I got 2 cogs. Well, thank you, Mr. Daly. It isn't too much, but these cogs for your trouble. I'll see what I can find for myself, and then I'll meet you, and we can share information like police specials. I make a fine detective. Bertram and I were living down here, but now the water's too high to get our hidey hole. With so many of us going missing, I'd better move on anyway. Alright, then let's give her the card. Take my visiting card, in case you need to get in touch with me. I'm not often home, but you can leave a message with Angelina in the shop below my quarters. Of course, Mr. Daly. Together, I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of this. Cool. Is there shit back here? Looks like no. Alright, let's bounce. A monstrous door of high carbon steel. No way through without a key or a high explosive. Bell end, if only. Okay, let's do animal instinct. Bell end, if only it was open. Must lead to an even murkier chamber. Dreary and dangerous, just my cup of tea. I lost 5 more hope. In any case, it's a dead end, and a masked fellow's waiting upstairs. If he could extract me from a 20-league Jin sleep, then he must have had my number. No escape from the stranger this way. You'll need a key for the door. Oh boy, I gotta look for a fucking key now. What's in this flask? Somebody had a bottle back here. Looks like a nostrum. Effective medicine available without prescription. Might be useful. Nice, nice. Actually, in fact, let's talk to Annika real quick. Okay, no, never mind. You don't have any. I was gonna see if Annika had any knowledge of how the fuck to get out. Where the key is. So where could there be a key? Let's check this block passage, because I didn't check it earlier. What if there are bricks and rotting planks blocking this way through? Come back with an axe, that'll do the trick. Yeah, okay. So I guess we have to look for a key? The end of your escape route has come as an iron door. There's nothing for it now but to face the music and hope that a ruddy stranger has it in him to spare you. Clouded and socked in again by the dust, it's hard to imagine a strategy that amounts to more than impulse. Armed as he is, you'll have to get your hands on his weapon. No mean feat, even if you were in top condition. Part of you wants to resign to your fate, to fall asleep without a care of ever waking up. Climbing the steps and sliding through the grate, you're blasted again with the heat of the furnace. A life spent sleeping on the cobbles adrift, you're used to being shocked by the facts of your environment. It's up to you. Give up the ghost to the stranger or convince him that you still have a reason for living. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to just convince him for a reason to live. I don't know why the thing is like giving up so early, because this is so much like back pacing we have to do, but I suppose that's the game's way of telling me that there is no way of going that way. Oh, there's a wooden coffer. Let's get cracking then. Let's use wit. Reading in the rubbish in hopes for a little tin, just like my scavenging days. Diamonds in the coal and flash in the cobbles. That's the old limerick the urchins would sing. Time's a wasting. What's in the coffer? Break into the coffer. Let's break into the coffer. Let's see for we rolled a success. Bully, that felt right. It's been too long since I broke something. There's only that gin bibber behind us who might have heard, but he's too full of liquor to pay attention. What great treasure is this? Treasures with a bib sewn across and a pulley zipper fastening. The head torch runs on a copper coil battery. There's boots and breeches, and a waistcloth. And the waistcoat has enough pockets to carry a dining set. To be sure, it's a sandhog uniform. Yeah, try it. So what if I tear the seams? It's not like someone's missing this pile of rags. Force it. Emptying my lungs, I abandon my brass buttons. Okay. And instead for the torso belts, they fasten at the very last punch hole. This could be a sign to lay off the swill a while. Aye, maybe so. The source of many troubles. Let's add some self-discipline. I can start with one less drink a day. Accept. One less drink a day, I can handle that. Don't be so sure. The naysayers will gab as they please, but I'm ready to change. That's enough maundering. Get on with it. Is that how you say meandering? They're not exactly worthy of Petticoat Lane, but in the shadows, it should do the trick. There was no escape in the sewers, only more danger you've narrowly dodged. But it's nothing so ghastly as what might become of you at the hands of the stranger. You hardly ever see a handheld firearm in the docklands. That means he's come from afar to track you down, and he won't give up easily. And what of this old crone mumbling in your mind? Will another gin slumber put a seal on her words, or is she now more than a figment? Is she in step with your pulse and your heartbeat, so deeply rooted you might never escape her raspy chattering? By the end of morning, you should have some answers, but until then, you stumble on the cobbles, half woken. The hangover clawed your skull like a prisoner in bondage. Alright, is homie out here? Can we just kind of like walk away? Worth a little tin if you deal him to an engine man. Sure. Let's go set the Palladium. Last night's hard to recall. Bodily ache suggested they threw me out around closing time. Okay, so like Palladium is like the bar, gotcha. Damn, they have a shock fence. Three rootless souls taking their ease in the heat of a steam vent. One of the few comforts to be had in old London town. This one is Poe Pickett. Drifts around the city so much it's hard to not know him. Might not remember me though. Balderdam dash that landlord. Bloody meter refuses to fix the heat in my abode. Them mutton shunters cast me out on the bricks like flicking an ant off a sleeve. That's unfortunate. Companions huddle for warmth. Their tattered garments splash with ale stains. These men are dusty, perpetually so. Not that I miss the old quarters, no. With the endless boiler troubles, 'twas not much warmer in there than out here. He looks at me askance. Wager his mood still needs thawing. Oi, horns. If you're not handing out hot meals, bugger off. Talking takes thinking, and I ain't got a whole lot of that to spare, in case you didn't notice. Yeah, fair enough. Nope, more gears and cogs. Some wayward cartwright abandoned their wagon here. Beyond it, tenements and a dead end. He's got me hemmed in. He's waiting for cold stare and a hand on his flintlock. All done mucking about down here? About time. How do you know that? This ridiculous sandhog uniform, no doubt. You're still on my trail. I don't give up easily. What might have done though that he wants my organs? Right then, you ready, sight? Let's get going. We need you batting on a full wicket. 38% chance. You could put a bullet through my heart in half a moment. Let's try the skill check. I succeeded. Not a fucking chance. With my stature, I should get the best of him. Still, it's a question of speed and dexterity. I take a big swing at him, but he dodges deftly. Even so, I make a pass at his handgun, but he swats me away like a child. You can't shake me off, I'm not one of your debts. The soldier's cold and steely gaze. He must have seen combat. Scores of bodies like I can't imagine. It's a rictus curse. The blood is hardly pumping in my veins as the fight leaves my body. Fine then, I'll go along willingly, but if I'm to meet my end, please spare me the pain of it. I'm glad we understand each other. Where are you taking me? Wood check. Somewhere you'll be more comfortable. I'd rather not suffer any more than I have to. But at the same point, you'll tell me what you're planning. There's no time for dawdling. Bellend, he hasn't any conscience. If it seems like London left you behind, humor me for the evening. Otherwise, I'll deliver the bounty on your head, and I won't have my time wasted. Your headache rages with a fierce second wind, and every step is a hammer. Oh, God damn it! I didn't mean to do that. Happy now? Body aches, persistent nausea from a physical standpoint. I'm barely holding it together. Allow me to rephrase. Have you ever been happy? Yeah, many years ago. How did I fail that? It was a 97%. And the good thing, I'd rather not dredge it up at the Lotus. I can smell the opium burning. Withdrawals, they can muddle your heads and make us weak. Don't worry, you'll feel better soon. Changing area? Can I get rid of this outfit? Doff your sandhog uniform. There you go. Oh, I can take a bath. Steam bath awaits your tired bones. Let's take a bath. How about not smelling like vomit and cane rats? You shouldn't offend the ladies. Let us not tarry. The sooner we ask for permission to enter the Lotus, the better. Centaur leers, his misshapen chin a shelf for his cigarette, jutting from a jangle of bad teeth. Good evening, sir. We'd like to gain admittance. He glances at the stranger, but fixes his eyes on me instead. Let the cow pie speak. Looks like he's got some quarrel with yours truly. No quarrel, just here for the Lotus. Is that so? We're here for the Lotus, nothing more. Not buying it. This one's got a screw-up fizz. What's the matter, eh? There you go. I'm just not used to this brand of potpourri. I smile as agreeably as possible. Come now, have a laugh. You must be new here, seeing as you don't recognize me. Maybe I'll have a word with Bigsby about his new staff. Bigsby, eh? We'll see about that. We'll be making rounds any minute. Out trots Mr. Brown Coat, surely come to see what the fuss is about. He wears a long-faced countenance, a gold pocket watch, and a lavender-tinted pince-nez on his aquiline nose. Despite his careful preening, the turbulence of a life lived in the margins shows on his face. Hello, hello. What do we have here? I've not even started my rounds, and already there's a scuffle in the foyer. Your new bouncer didn't seem to recognize me, but Mr. Daly is one of our regulars. Oh yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Browncourt. I should have known. We'll talk about this later. As you can see, there are clients to entertain. Bigsby darts a disapproving look at the bouncer. I suppose good help is hard to find, but rest assured, you'll have a private booth and bottomless hot tea on the house. Now, gents, let us away to the Lotus. Bixby ushers you through the door and leads the way down the back stairs, the stranger on your heels like a stubborn shadow. The Red Lotus is draped in a haze of pale smoke, dotted with flickering candles and incense glowing like cinders in the night. The smell of burning opium is dark and rich, like a batch of floral biscuits with a sharp afterbite. The pale red glow from the Chinese lanterns paints the space in perpetual twilight. It's easy to lose track of time within these walls, whiling away your days in a blissful waking dream. What in the hell? What's that gear clattering racket? A jet of steam cuts the quiet of the den. What a curious machine. I wonder how it works. It's got an Arsenal heart drum. That's a top flight boiler. Ball and socket legs and pressurized feet. There's nothing run-of-the-mill about it. Sorry there, didn't mean to startle you. Off it goes, heading for the private section. And where'd that Masked Ranger get off to? Masked Ranger? Did he go to Dwarves in Automation? Dwarf in Automation, private booth. A dreamer. Private lattice wooden screens and high baked seating provide some comfort and privacy for those that can afford it. The booths are made of luxurious calf leather. Calf leather, my poor brothers and sisters, skin for a creature of comfort. The leather is well oiled and plush with dimpled riveting. Delicate china and exclusive menus of the den's offerings are available here for those of a more discerning taste. Seems I'm in for a treat on account of the stranger's pocketbook, as fat as a Christmas goose. Let's make the most of it. Still like to know what his motive is. Why invite me here? Whatever his angle, there must be something in it for me. It's worth seeing what he's after. Aha, she's still chiming in, as if she had some kind of preferential status. Let's get on with this. The menu is embossed with an array of oral morphines, liquid and powder cocaines, and all manner of midnight oil. Teddy seems an interesting chap, and the animation is quite something, isn't it? Teddy who? The dwarf in the booth beside us. Sorry, I thought you'd been acquainted. Cut to the chase. I know I'm not here to discuss a clientele. We've got plenty of time for explanations. Why don't we start with a sample of some of the den's wares? Now we're talking. Perhaps this fellow's not so bad after all. With so many dear poisonous variations, it's hard to decide what will hit the spot. I must say, I'm impressed with your discretion. I would have thought this just any fix would do. Thanks. I suppose I know it's not from the kindness of your heart. We'll see if you sing the same tune when it's said and done. Now then, while you think about the entree, I'll prepare the appetizer. You can't expect me to drink that. He takes a small tablet out of his shirt sleeve, cracks it in half, and drops it in my teacup. Half and half, an equal dose. I wouldn't kill us both, now would I? You just might! Self-discipline, no. Even so, I'll pass. Eh, not your cup of tea? How about some white wind elation? You must be fond of that one. His light-hearted confidence seems like a front. I get the feeling he knows you better than he's letting on. Any sort of psychic barrier is useless. The bothersome hag won't leave me be. And here I am, face to face with a telepath. Enough of this facade. Not only did you pick my local place, but you pretend to suggest my favorite blend like it was a lucky guess. I know a little something about you, it's true, but it's part and parcel to my profession. I keep tabs on people who pique my interest. And what's your profession exactly? Let's say I look after Her Majesty's interests with great vigor when they align with my own. At first, his cryptic speech was alluring, but now it's plainly annoying. How have you been tracking me? It wasn't all that difficult. You only have a few haunts. On with it, then. You've tried my patience long enough. Very well. I already know of your life as a roughneck and a panhandling mage. But what about that before that? What about the Sacred Heart? Be honest. It was where I grew up, before I looted the nuns' coffer and took the streets. I gather as much. What I'm not sure about is your parents. Retrospective. My mother likely gave me up because she couldn't pay my keep, and I suppose my father either died or walked out on us. So the sisters never told you anything about your parents? I can't say for sure, but it's too bloody unpleasant to think about. If the memory is there, we can call it back gently. This fellow's lost his mind. Something occurred at the Sacred Heart that you've forgotten. With the help of an opium dream, you might recall the details that will lead to your mother. Lead me to her gravesite, you mean? What would that accomplish? On the contrary, I believe she's alive. Her name came up on a ledger at Bethnal House. I've seen my share of swindlers, but this takes the cake. Just hear me for a moment. Matilda is, of course, her given name, but how about her family name? I don't think the sisters at the orphanage ever told me what it was. But if you could recall Matilda's family name, it's on the record at the orphanage and matches the ledger at Bethnal's house. You could prove her identity at the hospital, and by claiming kinship, set her free. That means digging up memories of the Sacred Heart. Not exactly how I thought the night would unfold. I'm not sure if my mother's alive. She's forgotten me. I'm sure if my mother's alive, she's forgotten me. I don't mean to sway your opinion, but unless you can think back to those troubling times, then you won't be worth more than the price on your head. A bounty I'm assuming you'd be happy to collect? That's right. Albeit less desirable, it's another way to ensure that I have not wasted any time, or my time. He's offering me a chance to live, but only if I can draw up those memories. So what it'll be, the dream dose, and the voyage between the banks of memory, or the death dose in the end of your days? The dream dose, then. You take the stranger's offer, eager to lose touch with the harsh reality, and for a chance to recall everything that could lead to your mother's whereabouts. Shortly after drifting away from consciousness, you find yourself being enveloped by a miasma of repressed memories. The stranger's recent inquiries reminding you of growing up in the Sacred Heart orphanage. Auntie Emma's warm embrace suddenly morphs into a chilly restraints as remembrances of dooryard scuffles with bellicose orphans resurface. It's as if life's refusing to allow you to seek refuge from tangible hardships, no matter how potent your drug of choice or for escapism is. This place, it's surely a dream, but it's all too familiar. You must find out what the stranger is seeking in your memories. We're dreamwalking now. Open arms to the angel were purely symbolic. I've never had a home in this dreadful place. I had to grow a thick skin in my younger years, even if it made me more socially impenetrable. The courtyard is nothing but a hard-packed sand and scruffy grass. Helios watches over the children to play. By this time, you were big enough to give as good as you got, and the ones who wouldn't fight you insulted you with abandon. As the others adopted, I became more isolated. I often thought of running away. Atticus, you'll be 12 years old in a week's time. There's something I need to tell you. What's the difference? I'm getting out of here as soon as I can. Now, Atticus, let's hear what she has to say. It's about your mother. I should have told you sooner, but I didn't know how. I'm sorry, Atticus. I wish I'd been more brave. At least you're telling me now before I quit this place. The day you arrived, there was a ring wrapped up in your blankets. You're old enough to have it now, and your mother left us too. Helios hands me an old piece of parchment, a note from my mother. Can you make out what it says? This is a blank piece of paper. The truth will come in time. I'm sorry I kept this from you for so long. Did she ever come back for me? She came back half a year later and insisted you were her child. She mentioned the note and knew the date we found you on the steps. Why didn't I go with her? Hush, Helios is coming to that. As your mother signed in at the registry, a horse and buggy drew up outside, and there was a terrible shout as someone bowled over the sister at the door. When this fellow burst in, your mother went stiff as a corpse. Could it have been my father? Excuse me, bless me. I don't know who it was, but he struck a panic in my heart. There was a malice in every step, a twitching, insidious man. He took your mother and she never returned. I forgot about this day for good reason. Perhaps you were too young to hear the tale. Hearing this from Helios heartened me all the time, but it still didn't change the fact that I couldn't stand the Sacred Heart. After I fled the orphanage, I did search for my mother, until I decided there was nothing I could do. Perhaps not then, but this is now. Our father is a monster, to put it lightly. I see you've recovered your latest round of fisticuffs. Anything to say for yourself? I'm getting stronger all the time. My hide is getting coarser, thickening. There are many ways to be strong, dear boy. It's time you learned what your bloodline is capable of. Must be another play to get me to stay, but I'll be 13 in a few months, and then I'm running off for good. Being singled out as a minotaur, always having insults thrown at you, it's terrible. The bright spot is that you have the gift of magic, and you can develop your talents if you study the tarot. She fans out the colorful cards. They seem to buzz with an eerie electricity. Look closely at this card, the Magician, a symbol of new beginnings. One arm to the heavens and the other toward the earth. He is a conduit between the spirit and the material realms. The Magician transmutes potential energy from this ethereal state into perceptible forms. Can't say I buy it, but I'm listening. That's the spirit. Minotaurs are magical creatures, and like this magician, you are a conduit. I committed the spell to memory long ago. I'll share it with you, but only with your promise of wholehearted trust. Okay, Helios, I knew you wouldn't lead me astray. I trust you. And I trust you, Atticus, because if my superiors should learn of this, I'd never wear the habit again. Now, this is a cantrip. You must speak it over and over until it is written across your mind in bold letters. Her voice drops into a strange low whisper. Sight from the fire, hearing from the aether, smell from the air and taste from the water, touch down to the earth in another form. Aristotle defined 5 senses: sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing. corresponding to the elements of fire, air, water, earth, and aether. I understand. I think I understand, except for that bit about aether. Aether is the energy propelling each heartbeat, the same material in the soul, and the consciousness of all blooded creatures. Those with proper training can channel aether into the earthly sphere. Therein lies the power of the cantrip, the ability to transmute energy into matter. Aether is tied to hearing, so first you must learn to listen. You must hear the winds and the wilds of the heavens. I see the night is getting on. What about the rest? Let's see if we can try to remember. Alright, we remembered. And we gained the High Priestess card. Gained the Illusionist traits. And will not be able to select dialogue options that are required in this trait. Okay, cool. I held my hands over the tarot cards, and we sat quietly until I heard a voice like an oral mirror, as if the words were backwards. Then I felt my lips moving, and when I opened my eyes, we were breathing the words of the cantrip in unison. The memory cuts to the quick, but at least it's still intact. Well done, moving along. Is it time to wake up? I dare say I'm ready for this to be over. Oh, it's Snyder. Before he made the cut. The Snyder cut. When midnight strikes, I'll be 13 years of age. Father Franco keeps the orphanage funds in the private office. That's my ticket out of here. Sprite Instinct past Snyder. Well, we failed. Right then, nothing to it. What are you up for? If you're looking for the nuns' candy stash, you can forget it. I already checked. Snyder the Spider, you never stop spying on people, do you? Not even in your sleep. See, Snyder, isn't old Franco due to give you a thrashing in the morning? Jesus Christ. That one. I don't... What? You ruined his vestments, remember? Shouldn't be so clumsy. For spilling ink all over his surplice the other day. Oh, he will be mad. You saw that? I'm so tired from scrubbing flag... I was so tired from flugging... Ah! I am so tired from scrubbing flagstones. You must be some kind of phantom. A dream. I'm going back to sleep. Alright, see you. The lockbox. There's enough here to get me started on my own. Pay dirt. I'll put 100 leagues between me and the Sacred Heart. What was that? Sounded like it came from the hallway. The house is roused. I better make my exit. Through the window. Let's go through the window. There's a voice in the corridor, then a pale shape that emerges from the shadows. Stealing this money. It hurt the Sacred Heart. We fell behind. We skipped over holidays and knitted clothes for the children. This memory's been twisted by the guilt you felt from it, taking a new shape to prevent this sort of behavior again. That's right. It didn't happen like this. She didn't catch me in the act. I'm sorry, Helios, but I had no other choice. There's always a choice, my child, and there's still a way to make it right. The fuck? The hell? Something just fucking fell for no reason. Normally I'd say that drifting into deep sleep would be a merciful release from leaving such memories. Yet something compels me to push on, to put through the ringer. To face the greatest of foes, myself. You leap from the window of your childhood memory and into a haze of opium clouds. When you wake once again, it will be a stunningly appointed airship as a courtesan Clara Reed, one of the other characters in Sovereign Syndicate. You can continue the story when we release on January 15th, 2024. Thanks for playing, and don't forget to add us to your wish list. Also, this game's already out. Came out last year, apparently. Well, anyways, guys, that is Sovereign Syndicate. If you like text-based games, It's definitely an interesting one. It's like a deep dive into the memories. So it's like kind of interesting, and there's like different characters that you follow and stuff. So yeah, I'll leave a link to this game in the description below. If you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Kiss your homies, good night for me. Bye bye.